I feel the rhythm deep inside, oh, it's me move. The beats are pounding in my chest, I can't
Eric walked in, tall, clean cut, with an afro that gave him that London vibe. He had just returned from the UK to manage his father's oil and real estate company. Though women often threw themselves at him, he wasn't the type to fall easily. Until he saw Amara. She sat by the bar, in a red silk gown that seemed to flow like liquid fire. Her smile was soft, her voice low, and when she laughed, it sounded like music that silenced the room. She wasn't loud like most of the city girls. Her elegance drew attention naturally. Eric couldn't take his eyes off her. He moved closer, pretending to ask for a drink recommendation. "Red wine," she said with a teasing smile. "It helps you relax, unless you're scared of something stronger." That line broke the ice. They talked for hours about travel, family, ambition, and how both were trying to find meaning in a world obsessed with wealth. When the rain stopped, they walked out together. Eric opened his umbrella, holding it over her head. She looked up and smiled. "You are different," she said softly. "So are you," he replied. That night, he couldn't sleep. He kept replaying her laughter, the way she tucked her hair behind her ear, the confidence in her walk. The next morning, he called her, too early, but she picked up. "Eric?" Her sleepy voice came through the phone. "Yeah," he said, smiling. "I couldn't wait till noon." Amara laughed again. And just like that, something began. But what neither of them knew was that love, real love, wasn't going to come easy, because someone else was watching and determined to end what had just begun.
Weeks passed, and Eric and Amara became inseparable. He took her to private dinners on Banana Island, sunset boat rides on Lagos Lagoon, and weekend getaways to Abuja and Dubai. But for Eric, it wasn't just about luxury. He truly loved her. The way she spoke about her dreams, the compassion in her heart, the strength she carried despite her humble beginnings. Amara, on the other hand, couldn't believe she had found someone like him. A man who listened, who cared, who saw her for who she was, not what she wore. But soon, reality came knocking. Eric's father, Chief Williams, was a man of status and control. When he discovered his only son was seeing a woman beneath their class, he called him into his study. "Eric, listen to me," his father said, lighting a cigar. "You are my heir. You cannot bring shame to this family with a girl from nowhere." "She's not from nowhere, Dad," he shot back. "She's everything I've been searching for." Chief Williams stared at him disappointed. "You sound like a boy in love, not a man ready to lead." That night, Eric drove to Amara's apartment, quiet, heartbroken, confused. He didn't tell her what his father said, but she could see it in his eyes. "What's wrong?" she asked softly. "My world doesn't fit yours," he whispered. Amara looked at him for a long time, tears forming in her eyes. "Then let me go, before your world destroys me." He tried to hold her hand, but she pulled away and walked into the rain. Days turned into weeks. Eric drowned himself in work, but nothing filled the emptiness Amara left behind. Until one evening, at a charity gala in Victoria Island, he saw her again. She wasn't the same Amara. She was glowing, confident, wearing a black evening gown that turned every head in the room, and standing beside her was Chief Williams's business partner, Mr. Thompson, a man old enough to be her father. Eric's heart stopped. When their eyes met across the room, she smiled, a polite, empty smile, and turned away. Later that night, he followed her outside. "Why are you doing this?" he asked, his voice breaking. "Because love doesn't pay bills," she replied coldly. "And fairy tales don't last in Lagos." He looked at her, the same woman who once believed in him, and realized how much pain had changed her. "I still love you, Amara," he said quietly. "Then love me enough to forget me," she whispered. Amara walked away that night, leaving Eric standing alone in the rain, just like their first night together. But this time, there was no umbrella.